What is up, guys? It is Thursday. Just met up with JT and Jim's down there. He just picked up his Lone Peak 2 days ago, so this is his first trip out. We're heading up towards Monastash, backside of Clay Elum. So we're just gonna be a chill weekend. We're going Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday's Father's Day, so I'm gonna come home Saturday. And first time out with, if you haven't seen, I did an install video. I did a Arctic Tern knockoff window on the side of the camper. Decided since I'm never pulling my truck in the garage, I threw my recovery box back on the top. And this morning I switched over to 250-pound lift struts, so it lifts up just like it did without the stuff. I released my mounts for the WeBoost Overland setup. Those are on my Etsy now. We're gonna hit the road, and I'll catch you guys when we get on the trail. Big old dip in the road right here, be careful.
Dude, that would, you
And now we're down here. This might be a ATV bridge. I don't know if we can get a rig on there. Yeah, maybe not. I was like, man, I feel pretty safe driving here, but once you get about right here.
A couple of those trail reports I read about these trails.
You ready?
Was like these bridges are real janky.
Oh yeah.
And I remember 3 years ago they were pretty janky. So yeah, I just think they're just in disrepair. It's so dope though.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can tell on this video, but it's like jumping on a trampoline. Looks like the pilings have fallen out from underneath them maybe, or the support logs have failed and rotted away, but
Piloting clear, GT. Yep, go slow. Good.
well, it's definitely grown up since we were here 4 years ago. But yeah, and you can walk through the trees over here and see the rest of the mountains over here. And all right, so some info on this spot. JT, Joseph, and I camped here 3 or 4 years ago. Dead silent all day, perfect weather. Picked up camp about 9:30, 10, and went to go to bed. And about a half hour later, we got hit basically with a monsoon, 75-mile-an-hour sustained winds all night. We were in the clouds, so everything was just soaking wet, raining a little bit. So we decided we're gonna go check out a different spot we stayed at right down the road that's kind of on the back side of this hill. See if we want to stay there, and if we don't like it, then we'll come back here and chance it out. Jim is a sailboater, whatever you want to call it, a seaman. He pulled up an app that does wind stuff, and it says right now is supposed to be the windiest. It's going to be all for the next 24 hours. So we might be okay here, but we're going to go down and see if the other spot is open and still decent, because it's been 4 or 5 years since we've been up here. All right, guys, we decided to set up camp on the backside of that hill. This is another spot JT and I have stayed at. I can basically see the entire valley. The problem is that there's not a single flat spot at this camp spot. So I don't know if you can see how tucked I am in the back there, but I've got the front end up on this stump over here. And then you can kind of see down, that's the Ellensburg area down there. You can kind of see the windmills way down there. JT's got pretty level. He just has a piece of wood in the back. Jim's up on one piece of wood as well. But so yeah, so I added the storage box back to the top with all my recovery gear so I can keep that out. I also switched my struts, my lift struts. This morning I've had 250-pound lift struts in the garage since I had the strut issue. I ordered them just in case. Lone Peak couldn't get me some, but they got me some next day. So I've had those in there, so I swapped those in there, so now I can open it with one finger with the roof box on there and load it. So let's get this popped up and I'll show you guys. See, I couldn't even get it up that easy. That's what she said. Couldn't even get that up that easy even when I didn't have the box on there, so that makes it a million times better. Let's see how destroyed the inside is. Not too bad. I brought my my chainsaw in case we ran into downed trees or we needed to cut up some firewood, and my charger since it's a Milwaukee one. So I brought my tire table. One thing that I kind of thought about that I really didn't pay attention to was with this new window, I can't hang my heater because my heater hangs on this side. So I'll have to start running the tire table again and putting the heater down low. Or if I pull this handle off, I can hang it in front of the window. Problem with that is I use that handle to get up to the roof box if I need to grab my recovery gear. So it's supposed to get down into the low 40s, high 30s tonight. So I brought my heater just in case. But yeah, we'll get camp set up the rest of the way. And then it's dinner time. So I'm gonna cook some dinner here and we'll get rolling with the evening.
Morning, everyone. It's 6 o'clock. Yesterday before I left, I decided to pack my my diesel heater. And I'm glad I did, because it's I don't know if you guys can see or not, but it's basically 37 outside, almost 70 in here. One thing I don't remember if I mentioned the thing or not, but when I put my window in, didn't really think about where I was going to put my diesel heater, so because that's usually where it's hung. So I gotta sit out on a table out there, but I'll wait for guys to wake up. Maybe make some breakfast this morning for everybody. All right, it's 8 o'clock. We're all packed up. Jim, me, JT. JT and I are going to hit the trail for today, camp tonight. Jim's got to go home. His anniversary is tomorrow, so he's got to go home, hang out with his wife. They're going camping, I believe, somewhere else. But we are basically going to backtrack about halfway from where we started, and then there's another ridge kind of over in this area that we're going to go hit for the afternoon. See if we can find some nice view spots for camping. Jim's going to hit my truck here, I think. But yeah, we're going to hit the road. Jim's going to follow us till we get down to the paved road, and then he's going to take off and head back to Cle Elum so we can head home. But I'll see all you guys on the trail. I was looking at the map and I saw this like pit lake, and we drove past it and I was like, yeah, we'll check it out next time we're here. But we ended up on a trail and it circled around, and this is the pit lake. This kind of doesn't show up on camera, but it's like a deep, like aquamarine color. And I thought I saw something swimming, so we walked down here, and there's like thousands of like salamanders or axolotls swimming in the water. Well, I saw this waterfall on Onyx. Didn't realize we'd be hiking down a cliff, basically.
That's looking straight. That's quite the ways down. It was easy getting down. Going back up might be a different story. JT's right about here. Pretty epic though. It's basically a waterfall all the way down the canyon, a little pool there, then the rest of the way down. All right, JT and I made it back from the side of that cliff. Very loose dirt. Don't recommend, but it was an awesome looking waterfall. We're gonna head to the end of this trail, check it out, and then we're probably gonna backtrack down to Lake Cachis, basically the lake you see from Snoqualmie Pass I-90. There's a million camp spots on the lake, and then we'll set up camp and fish for the afternoon.
Good summary of everything that happens. And you get this sense it's sad and it's heartbreaking. You get the great letters.
JT and I were gonna turn around and backtrack, but then we got kind of zoomed in on Onyx and found some trails to get us back into Cle Elum. We decided to stop for lunch. We couldn't find anywhere with any views. I guess there's nowhere with views around here. Terrible views. That might be, I think that's Cle Elum Lake. The enchantments there.
And we've had service like 80% of the time.
Where we started is basically right down there.
Is it clear?
All right, I've tried getting this spot a few times in the past, but there's always rigs down here. We're on the Cle Elum River. We stopped by the lake. There's like 30 mile an hour, 40 mile an hour winds, white cap waves coming up on the shore. So we still have a little bit of a wind here, but not bad. The one downside is there's a campground on this side, and there's a bunch of people sitting right there. But we're right next to the river, so I can't complain. That'll drown out any noise anybody makes. Slight wind, we can walk down to the water. Had to stack some rocks to get level, but I'm here, JT's here, so we kind of have a wind block here. So we should be pretty kosher. So I'm gonna get camp set up, and then we're just gonna chill. It's only 1:20, so we got plenty of daylight left to hang out and look for rocks for my kids, and I'll have to check the fishing regs for the river. I don't know if we can fish right now or not, but we'll find out here shortly. All right, JT and I have been here for a couple of hours now. We spent about an hour fishing on the river. Didn't get anything, obviously, but you know, we're just kind of doing it to kill some time. Still nobody else on the river here with us, but there's people camping over here and over here. These people are being quiet. These people have been quiet until about 10 minutes ago. Now they're playing music, so I'm hoping that doesn't keep up all night. Wind has not died down at all, but it's kind of a relaxing, chilling, hanging out in the sun. Started to cook some dinner. Wife got me some chicken kebab things, cooking those up, and then I'm gonna cook up a couple burgers. And then yeah, we're just gonna hang out for the evening. My phone just warned me that I guess there's supposed to be a bunch of dense fog that's moving in tomorrow morning at like 4 o'clock in the morning, so we'll see how the morning goes. So I'll definitely be setting up my heater tonight. We got here, got all set up, got my truck leveled, went to go put up my heater, and I bumped this log, and like 1,000 bees flew out of the log. But it's so windy, they flew right back into the log, so I moved forward just a hair to get away from it. But they're kind of going like this crack right here. They keep flying in and out of that crack. So that's fun, but the wind should keep them away. Yeah, we're gonna cook up some dinner, hang out, probably have a fire in a little while, and just relax. So I'll catch you guys here in a little bit. It is just hitting 8 o'clock. JT and I are calling it for the evening. He just crawled up into his tent. I was going to get the fire pit out, but then the weather's calling for heavy fog in the morning, and I don't feel like letting it cool down overnight than putting away a wet fire pit. So we're going to call it night, evening, eat pretty early tonight. Neither of us slept well last night, so we're both like dead tired. So I'm going to watch some YouTube for a little bit in the camper and then head to bed pretty early. Good morning, everyone. It is basically 7 o'clock. Last night was a great reminder on why I don't camp in or around other campgrounds. Like I said, these guys down here, they pulled in, I don't know, when we were cooking dinner. Their dog came down, chatted with them for a bit. Both are police officers, not far from actually where I live. Chatted with them for a bit because one of the guys is interested in getting a camper, so he's asking me about the Lone Peaks. That was fine. I don't know, an hour or two after dinner, across the road, somebody came in with some beat-to-crap truck and sat there and let it idle for like 3 hours with no exhaust on it. That would have been fine because we were still awake, but this morning they decided to do the same thing at 5 a.m. Somebody over in this campground way down the river played music till 3 o'clock in the morning with super heavy bass. And then these people right here pulled into camp about 11:30. They decided to pull up to the back of my truck with their high beams on, proceeded to move all of my stuff so they didn't have to drive down here, so they could drive right next to my truck. I had some choice words with them. Yeah, this is exactly why I stay in the mountains and river spots way away from everybody else. This will definitely be the last time I make that mistake. The sun is just coming up over the hill. I called for dense fog. There is no fog or clouds or anything in the sky today. But I'm gonna end the video here, so I appreciate you guys. Still thinking on planning a summer weekend trip for the Lone Peak owners. Probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday if you guys just want to do one night. Go hit some easy-ish trails for those of you that have never been off-road or never done overlanding stuff. So just let me know. P&W Expo down in Oregon, and me and Jim will be heading down to that for the weekend. So if you're there, let us know. If you guys want to camp in our area, also let me know, see if we can all roll in together. But yeah, until the next one, I'll see you guys later. Appreciate all you guys, and see you on the trail.